How good is Batman White Knight? I can sum it up with one word: perfection. Every so often there comes a story that reshapes a character, redefines their mythos, reveals a new angle to be explored. Batman White Knight does this in spades. It's one of those stories that on the surface seems to be just another alternate version of the character. But Sean Gordon Murphy does so much more. He plays with the Batman mythos and comes at it from a different angle, one where the Joker is our lead and seemingly our hero. Now, this is nothing new. People have tried this before, but they didn't nail it down the way Murphy does. He actually gets you to think Batman is unhinged and that the Joker, now cured and normal, actually has a point that Batman is a problem. Because he's right. Batman is a problem. Murphy sets the stage by taking every well-known version of Batman and Joker and merging them into a new Batman mythos. This Batman is broken, distant, and reckless. Not Ben Affleck killing everything that breathes reckless, but definitely suffering from a serious case of no fucks given. The Joker leads him on a wild chase in and around and on top of Gotham, with bats destroying buildings, wrecking cars, and almost killing people just to get his hands on the Joker. And once he does, the Joker monologues Batman into a rage, tricking him into drugging the Joker with pills that will cure him of his sociopathy. And once the Joker is cured and returned to his true personality of Jack Napier, yes, the name from the Burton films, he sets out to destroy Batman by revealing him as a menace. That's a fantastic setup, and it just gets better. But before I get into the story, let's get into the art. Good God, can this man draw. What I love so much about Murphy's work is that most of what you see is ink work. He keeps his pencils very loose, and then comes in with brush and pen and makes pure magic. I've spent hours poring over his line art, and there's always something new to discover. I'm amazed by how much control he has, especially since his style has lots of angles and straight lines. Some of those are drawn with a pen, but most of them are with a brush. It's just fantastic work. What I really enjoy about Murphy is that he also understands visual storytelling. He doesn't just put cool poses on the page. Everything you see, from the panel layout to how he frames a panel, is meant to guide the eye. And then there's his character designs. I've yet to see a bad design for Murphy, and I'm not just talking about Batman White Knight. He's got a great eye for what works, what's cool, and what fits the characters. Take his design for Neo Joker. She starts out as a fake Harley Quinn, just some girl who replaced the real Harley, which the Joker never realized. When fake Harley sees that the Joker is reformed, she tries to screw with his plans and becomes the new, or Neo Joker. Her design still reads as Harley Quinn, but it's got this nod to the Joker design. You immediately know there's something up with this Harley, that she's smarter, more cunning than usual. Another design that everyone seemed to love was Batgirl's look. I think part of this was because so many people can't stand the current hipster look, and Murphy's design was a lovely throwback to the classic suit, with some elements of the Huntress design. His take on Batman was also interesting. It played on the original Batman suit with the small gloves, but added in elements like higher boots and no undies. Murphy also played with Batman's build, giving him very broad shoulders that made Batman look menacing by default. Another joy of Murphy's art are all the Easter eggs hidden throughout the series. He's got references to every Batman show, film, game, and comic he knows scattered throughout the pages. This page alone is a gem. I spent 20 minutes trying to recognize everything he crammed into the page. And again, this is with ink and brush. Sam Hollingsworth's colors deserve a mention too. Murphy and Hollingsworth worked together on several books, and Hollingsworth has this cool technique of using simple flats mixed with layers of texture to get the final look. Murphy's work is absolutely solid without the colors, but here's a great example of colors helping to set the mood and tone for the story. Speaking of story, Murphy has improved as a writer. I've read his book Punk Rock Jesus, and his work on Batman White Knight shows growth and a better grasp of pacing and flow. I think it also helps that he was allowed to do what he wanted this time, whereas on Punk Rock Jesus he had a page limit that forced him to cut out big chunks of his story. With Batman White Knight, he actually delayed the final issue to add in more pages. What's so cool about his take on the Batman mythos is that he basically has Batman outsmarted by a sane Joker who's still trying to take Batman out. Batman isn't buying the Joker's reformation, and the Joker, now Jack Napier, uses the law against Batman in order to force Gordon to arrest him. And because Batman has become more distant than ever, ignoring both Nightwing and Batgirl, they agree to help bring him in. Jack continues to dig into Batman's activities, especially how Jim Gordon worked with him. Jack wants to reveal how Gordon allowed Batman's vigilantism, so he uses the Mad Hatter's control devices to cause holy hell in Gotham by controlling most of Batman's rogue gallery and sending them on crime sprees. He then plays into Batman's rift with Gordon by noting that Batman has all this technology that could have helped Gordon, but he kept it to himself. When the time comes to finally bring in Batman, Nightwing and Batgirl agree to help and work with Gotham PD. Added to all of this, the real Harley shows up and works with Jack, who seems to legitimately love her and feel remorse for what he's done to her. She helps him with his plans, including when he decides to run for the city council. Meanwhile, Neo Joker discovers Jack's trick with controlling the Rogues Gallery. She steals it and uses it to cause even worse havoc than Jack did, forcing Gordon and Jack into a tough position. Both realize they'll need Batman's help to stop this, but Jack has another problem. Neo Joker knows about his plans and how he set everything up. She could reveal him, ruining his new positive public image. And if that wasn't enough, the meds that keep the Joker persona at bay are losing their effectiveness. Sooner or later, Jack will become the Joker again. Now, I'm leaving tons of stuff out because I don't want to spoil the story, but damn if what I laid out isn't awesome. The really amazing part is that even with all the changes, Murphy nailed Batman's mind, his relationships with Nightwing and Batgirl, his connections with the Joker and Gordon, and how Batman really feels about those around him. I think Murphy's selective use of Batman's lore helped the story because he wasn't locked into trying to match other stories or being dragged down by nostalgia. It also resulted in a happy accident. In Murphy's version, Jason Todd was the first Robin, not Dick Grayson. Apparently Murphy didn't know this or forgot about it when he wrote the script. Yeah, it's a major goof, but it actually makes the story better. Imagine how devastated Batman would be if the first Robin were killed by the Joker. Now you can see Batman constantly skirting the edge, and it explains why he keeps Nightwing at a distance. And Murphy uses this element as a key point of contention between Batman and the Joker. Batman wants to know what happened with Todd. He knows that Todd is dead, but he wants to know how the boy died and where Joker hid his body. And even when reformed, Jack doesn't give that info up easily, and when he does, it's a bombshell. Batman White Knight is the awesomeness. The only thing that would make it better is if it got turned into an animated film and had the Batman the Animated Series voice cast do the voices. It's essential reading, a must-have comic, and I'd say easily one of the top 10 Batman stories ever. Yes, ever. It's that good. So stop listening to this video and take your ass to the comic book shop and buy these books, because this is the hero comic book fans deserve, and the one we need right now. So go hunt these books down, because you need to read them, because this is not just a story, it's a game changer, a masterpiece, a White Knight.